Good evening, Anu, Joseph, Anu, Suresh, GB. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Very good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. All of you join fast. Yukti, good evening. Good evening. Very good evening, everyone. Right. So, last Wednesday, I think we just started with a task, right? We did the explanation part and we did the task discussion. What is pending? We have to draft the letter, right? So, let everybody join fast and we'll start as soon as everybody joins. So, everybody, please join. All of you join fast. Yes. Right, I have 4 viewers right now. We'll wait for 2 more minutes. Let maximum people join. Okay, let maximum people join and we will start very, very fast. Let maximum people join. And why we have such less strength? Only 5 viewers right now. All right, so let everybody join in their own pace, right? So we did the writing task, right? We have understood what the task was all about. Anybody who is attending the session for the first time? Anybody who is attending the session for the first time, who is not aware about the task, so that I'll just go through the task once and we'll start the letter writing. Anybody who is attending the session for the first time? Anybody? Respond, people. Anybody who's attending the session for the first time? Shinta, good evening, good evening, very good evening. People join fast. Let students join. Yes, so the Shinta, out of you all, anybody who is attending the session for the first time, so that I'll just go through the task fast and we will start our letter. Let me know. Am I audible? Am I audible? Screen is visible. I'm audible enough. Screen is visible enough. Let me know, people. Without your response, how would I come to know? Good evening, Lata. Good evening. Am I audible, people? Jibi, am I audible? Let me know. Good evening, people. I'm asking. All right, that is what I wanted to know. Time? Anybody? Audible. Right. Anybody who is attending the session for the first time? Answer. Go through the task. Just shall we just rewind the task once? Or revise the task once before drafting the letter because it's been a week. Should we revise the task? People, what I asked will get the clear picture. You're not answering that question of mine. Kindly answer. All right, we'll start with the writing task, okay? We'll just read the writing task so that we get the picture. All those people who have already attended will get a revision. What was the task all about, okay? As per the writing task, using the information given in the case note, write a letter to Dr. Kelly Fernandez. We are going to write a letter to Kelly Fernandez, Dr. Kelly Fernandez at 148 Dowlows Ave, Southport, WA, Australia, who wanted you to provide all the details about the patient's medical history before taking the patient into his care. So, the reader is a doctor, right? The reader is a doctor. We are going to write a letter to a doctor, right? This was the writing task all about. So let's read the case note. Hospital name is Mount Lowley Private Hospital. Michael Peterson's age, height, weight and telephone number is given. So the basic information that we got from this is that the name of the patient is Michael Peterson. Mr. Michael Peterson lives with his son and son provides 24-hour supervision. Son is the primary caregiver. Mr. Gardiner smokes but he does not drink. His sensory vision is within normal limit with glasses. He has hearing impairment. His speech is clear with mild dysphasia. He ambulates with a cane or rolling walker independently and he sometimes needs supervision or contact guard. That means he has bladder incontinence. His social background that we read. Right, up till here any confusion who joined today for the first time? Right, to each one of you. Right, let's move on. Let's move on. Then what happened after that? Talking about the medical history. You have high blood pressure since 2000. The complaints of pain, ache, both are same meaning. So let's speak about one. He presented with the his blood pressure was noted as 170 by 110 mmHg. He was subjected to myocardial perfusion scintigraphy and that investigation confirmed the diagnosis of angina. Because the diagnosis of angina was confirmed in this investigation, operation was performed on 25th October 2011. Do they say that he has been diagnosed to have high blood pressure since 2010? 17th October 2008, because he has been diagnosed to have high blood pressure since 2010, his blood pressure was noted. His blood pressure was again noted on higher side than myocardial perfusion scintigraphy and that confirmed the diagnosis of angina. And because the diagnosis of angina was confirmed in myocardial perfusion scintigraphy, he underwent the surgery. When? On 25th October 2011. That is why, what is the task all about? That is why we are going to write a letter to Dr. Kelly Fernandez because he wants us to provide all the details about the patient before he takes the patient into his care. People, have you understood? Is the writing task clear to each one of you? It's a very small task, but I want you to understand all the hints, all the risky elements before we draft this letter. Does not speak much, right? This task has not that much elements, but yes, while writing, we have to pay a good attention while we give importance to the grammatical part. Clear, everyone? Understood? Clear up till here? Is it clear up till here? Anybody, any confusion regarding the task, please feel free to ask me. Any confusion regarding the task? Is it clear to each one of you? Ask me. Clear, Anna? Okay. So, what is literally happening? Are we referring the patient to Dr. Kelly Fernandez facility or we are transferring the patient to Dr. Kelly Fernandez facility? What are we doing? We are referring the patient or transferring the patient? We are referring the patient or are we transferring the patient? What are we doing? We are transferring the patient. And how do we know that we are transferring the patient? Because the reader said he wants us to provide all the details about the patient before he takes the patient into his care. That means we are going to transfer this patient to Dr. Kelly Fernandez facility because we want the reader to take over the management of the patient. Right? What do you mean by to take over? Take over means to take in charge of. Right, takeover means to take in charge of. We want the reader to take in charge of the patient. That means we are going to transfer this patient. Okay, so that is clear that we are not referring, we are transferring. Having said that, I won't say refer would be wrong. I won't say refer would be wrong, but yes, transfer would be better recommended than refer. Okay, transfer would be better recommended than refer. So here, up till here, any confusion, anybody who wants me to translate, because this is a Hindi channel and I'm speaking in English throughout from the beginning. Anybody who wants me to give you the explanation of what I said in Hindi, I will do that in Hindi right now. Anybody who wants the Hindi explanation of what I said so far, or is it crystal clear? Shall we move on? Please let me know your response and accordingly we'll move on. टास्क क्लियर है यहाँ तक? किसी को कोई कंफ्यूजन है? किसी को कोई हिंदी ट्रांसलेशन की जरूरत है क्योंकि हिंदी चैनल है ना? सो एनीथिंग दैट इज अनक्लियर where Hindi explanation is recommended, you feel, please anybody, do not hesitate. I would certainly explain you in Hindi. If no, please say continue and I would continue. You're very slow to answer, people. Very slow to answer or very slow to type. All right. Should I continue? What happened? At least respond, yaar. Respond to kar sakte ho na? At least respond. Say continue. No, no need. No need of Hindi explanation. Chalo, theek hai. So, this is a case of transfer case, right? And see, what is the present condition of the patient? Why are we transferring the patient? Because he underwent surgery for angina, isn't it? Why are we transferring the patient? Right. Why are we transferring the patient? Because he underwent surgery for angina, right? Because he underwent surgery for angina, we are transferring the patient, right? So has angina, that is the surgery, has it anything to do with the past medical background? So just check the root, right? Just clarify the root. The root is the present condition. The reason for transferring the patient right now is because he underwent the surgery for angina. Why did he undergo surgery for angina? Why did he undergo surgery for angina? Because while he was subjected to myocardial perfusion scintigraphy, that investigation confirmed the diagnosis of angina and so he underwent the surgery. Right? Because that investigation confirmed the diagnosis of angina, so he underwent the surgery. Why was he subjected to this investigation? Why was he subjected to this investigation? He was subjected to this investigation. He underwent myocardial perfusion scintigraphy because on 17th October, he presented with complaints of pain, discomfort and tightness across the front of the chest and his blood pressure was on the higher side. And so we checked, so we thought that he should be subjected to an investigation. And so that investigation confirmed angina and angina, because of angina, he underwent surgery. Right. So, while, right, maybe network issue, right. So, while he presented with the complaints of pain, discomfort and tightness, his blood pressure was checked and his blood pressure was revealed in the higher side. And does it have any connection? Does it have any connection? Yes, it does have a clear connection because he has been diagnosed with high blood pressure since 2010, right? So basically, his present condition has a close connection with the past medical background because he has been diagnosed to have high blood pressure since 2010. Do you get that, people? Have you understood? Is that point clear to everyone? From where are we supposed to start? What is the reason to start from there? I hope it is clear to each one of you. So let's not waste time and let's move on to the, because we have understood the date, we have understood the organization. So let's talk about the date, address, salutation and RE. As you all know that date format can be written either in slash format or in word format. If you wish to write in date slash format, make sure that you apply the slash format throughout the letter. Throughout the letter, same format should be applied, people. Throughout the letter, same format should be applied. If you're writing in slash format, please apply slash format throughout the letter. If you're applying word format, please apply word format throughout the letter. I have taken slash format. So I'll make sure that wherever I'm planning to write the dates, I will continue it in slash format. I have taken 25/10/2011 as the date of the letter, but people in your exam they clearly provide you today's date. Today's date बहुत ही clearly, crystal clearly task के ऊपर आपके exam task में mentioned होता है, तो आपको confusion लेने की जरूरत नहीं है कि या आपको assume करने की जरूरत नहीं है, ठीक है? So यहाँ पे today's date नहीं था. In this task there was no today's date. In this task there was no discharge date. In this case it was a last visit. 25/10/2011 is the day when the surgery was performed, and that's the last visit, last date of the task. So we have to consider 25/10/2011 as the date of the letter. No punctuation, no punctuation anywhere in the date, anywhere in the address, anywhere in your address or in the date part. No punctuation, कहीं पे भी कोई punctuation नहीं है. After the date, leave a line. We have the name of the reader. Write the full name of the reader, that is Dr. Kelly Fernandez. Dr. Kelly Fernandez is the name of the reader. Dr. Kelly Fernandez first line, 148 Dowlows Ave second line, South Perth WA third line, Australia fourth line. If you had any figures, right, many students get confused that, okay ma'am, if figures are written, we have to write it separately or we will write with the word which is given prior to it. Numbers, figures are never written all alone. Okay, numbers or figures are never written all alone. For example, we had South Perth WA 3198, right? So 3198 will accompany South Perth WA. You will not write 3198 in a separate line. Clear? After that, be very careful, be very cautious, be very watchful that you do not put any kind of punctuation in the address. I have said all this already. After that, you would leave a line. Be very watchful about the salutation. We give the second name, right? We address the reader with the second name, right? We address the reader with the second name, that is Dear Dr. Fernandez. Dear Dr. Fernandez, comma, right? See, we are not writing Dear Dr. Kelly Fernandez. We are writing Dear Dr. Fernandez, that is in salutation. You will give importance to the second name of the reader. Salutation में second name लिखा जाता है, पहला name नहीं. Okay. Dear Dr. Fernandez, comma, leave a line. RE full colon Mr. Michael Peterson, comma, aged 63 years. Still there are many people who put full colon while talking about age. No, we put full colon when we talk about DOB. जब आप DOB लिखते हो तब आप full colon देते हो. Age लिखते समय आपको full colon नहीं लिखना है. Do you understand me people? Age लिखते समय you do not have to put full colon. It is RE full colon Mr. Michael Peterson, comma, aged 63 years, where aged A would be small. Okay, aged A would be small. Again, I'm repeating, either you write like this or you write like RE full colon Mr. Michael Peterson, comma, aged 63 years, or you write RE full colon Mr. Michael Peterson, comma, aged 63, or you write RE full colon Mr. Michael Peterson, comma, 63 years old. अगर आप 63 years old लिखने वाले हो तो आपको aged लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है, right? Date, address, salutation, RE is clear. Anybody, any confusion regarding them? No problem, people, no problem. No confusion. All right, so let's have a look to the next slide. Now we'll talk about introduction. So we have already understood that we are going to write transfer, right? I am writing to transfer. I am writing is what tense? I am writing is present continuous active voice. Do we is it mandatory to write the word letter? क्या ये लिखना जरूरी है? I am writing this letter to transfer. क्या this letter लिखना जरूरी है? I am writing this letter to transfer. Is it mandatory to write this letter? Is it mandatory to write the word this letter? ये this letter लिखना क्या जरूरी है? I am writing this letter. No people, no. Okay, no need to write. That is mock test. Okay, Jenny, 30th task is supposed to be written for mock. mock. ठीक है, वो evaluation के लिए है. ठीक है, that is for evaluation of your mock letter, right? Let me see. Right, people. So I'm writing to transfer Mr. Michael Peterson, who requires. Why will you add S with require? Why will you add S with require? Because who requires? Why will you add S with require? Because subject is singular, right? Who requires ongoing management? Who requires ongoing management? I have written he is recovering dash surgery dash angina. right? But then to Jenny, okay, let me see if anything can be done, either in Zoom session, right? Or once you have already got the evaluation, let me see if something fruitful or helpful or beneficial can be done, okay? No need. We will not speak about the recovery status if the patient's recovery status is not given in the task. अगर पेशेंट का रिकवरी स्टेटस टास्क में नहीं दिया है तो यू विल नॉट स्पीक अबाउट द रिकवरी स्टेटस इन द टास्क. Is that clear, everyone? So in the task, we are not provided any recovery status about the patient. So you do not have to. So you will not speak about the surgery status. So how will you say? I am writing to transfer Mr. Michael Peterson, who requires ongoing management while he is owing to surgery for angina. How will you write? I am writing to transfer Mr. Michael Peterson, who requires ongoing management owing to surgery for angina. Clear, everyone, right? After that, once the introduction is over, we will start with the first body paragraph. Mr. Peterson dash high blood pressure dash 2010. Come on, tell me. Mr. Peterson dash high blood pressure dash 2010. Mr. Peterson, right. Mr. Peterson dash high blood pressure dash 2010. He has this condition since 2010, right? He has this condition since 2010. That means with point of time, what preposition do we use? With point of time, what preposition do we use? With point of time, we use since. Okay? With point of... So, Mr. Peterson has had high blood pressure since 2010. Very good. Mr. Peterson has had high blood... Which preposition do we use? We use on. Okay? In front of specific dates, we always use preposition on. On 17/10/2011, comma. Okay? Whenever you start, put punctuation. You have to put comma soon after the date. On 17/10/2011, comma, he presented. What is he presented? Subject plus V2. Will you say he was presented by himself? Right? Never say he was presented. Never say he was presented. Say he presented. The patient himself presented. Okay. So on 17/10/2011, comma, he presented subject plus V2. This is simple past sentence. Why are we using simple past? Because 17/10/2011 in comparison to 25/10/2011 is absolutely a past statement. Okay, it is absolutely past statement. It's a completed action of the past. So it should be written in simple past. So on 17/10/2011, comma, he presented with the dash of pain, with the complaints. What should be the spelling of complaints? COMPLAINTS. Yes, it should be a noun. Okay. He presented with the complaints of pain, comma, discomfort and tightness across the front of the chest. So tell me, what tense is that? On 17/10/2011, he presented with the complaints of discomfort and tightness across the front of the chest is what tense? Simple past tense. Okay, simple past tense. His blood pressure dash noted as 170/110 mmHg. See, blood pressure he cannot note for himself. Can we say he noted the blood pressure? No. Can we say his blood pressure noted? No. Because it is noted by somebody else. Right? So something which is done by somebody else and in the past, it is represented in simple past passive voice. Okay, it is represented in simple past passive voice. So his blood pressure was noted. Very good. His blood pressure was noted as 170/110 mmHg. Full stop. Subsequently, right? Subsequently means uske baad. Subsequently. I have already discussed in the previous grammar class. Can you tell me what connector is subsequently? Supporting connector or opposing connector? Subsequently is supporting connector. Okay, subsequently is supporting connector, right? Subsequently, he was subjected to myocardial perfusion scintigraphy. See, I would have better used here, he underwent myocardial perfusion scintigraphy, but it is already there in my mind that regarding the surgery for angina, the better word would be that he underwent surgery for angina. So that would be the apt word that I have to use it with, surgery for angina. So here, instead of using the word underwent, again, instead of having the repetition, what will I say? I will go for another alternative, that is he was subjected to. Clear, everyone? So he was subjected to myocardial perfusion scintigraphy, and that investigation, that is which. So what is which? Which is a relative pronoun. क्या है which? Which एक relative pronoun है. So which किसके बारे में बोल रहा है? Which is speaking about myocardial perfusion scintigraphy. Okay. So he was subjected to myocardial perfusion scintigraphy, which revealed his condition, or which confirmed his condition, right? Which revealed his condition, or which confirmed his condition. What is condition? Angina, the diagnosis of angina, right? Which revealed his condition, और इसीलिए और इसी वजह से, that is why. And if I've put a semicolon, dash and comma, that means I need what kind of connector there? I need a supporting connector, because I'm talking about the surgery that he underwent, right? Semicolon, therefore comma, he underwent the surgery. Very good. Do you understand? Do you understand the way we drafted this first body paragraph? First body paragraph is clear to each one of you, the way we drafted. Mr. Peterson has had high blood pressure since 2010, present perfect. On 17/10/2011, he presented with the complaints of discomfort and tightness across the front of the chest, simple past. His blood pressure was noted as 170/110 mmHg, simple past, passive voice. Subsequently, supporting connector. He was subjected to myocardial perfusion scintigraphy, simple past, passive voice, which confirmed his condition, simple past. Therefore, supporting connector. He underwent the surgery, simple past again. Why are we adding article the in front of surgery? Because we are already mentioned the term surgery in our introduction, and because we are repeating it, we are specifying to the reader that I am speaking about the same surgery that we have already mentioned in our introduction. Is it clear, people? Have you understood the first body paragraph? See, I'm giving importance to grammar because, see, figuring out the organization is not a big deal actually. If you read, if you have good reading skills, analyzing the organization, figuring out the organization is not a big deal. Do you understand me? Convincing the reader with the help of your grammatical skill, this is what is required. That is why I have given importance to grammar here. Right? Have you understood the need of each and every tense? Why have we converted each and every statement in that particular tense, and how we have converted as per the need of the task, right? So introduction and first body paragraph as per the grammar, as per grammar is clear to each one of you, I believe. This is my belief. So let's move on to the next body paragraph. Let's see how you do this. Let's see how you do this. Yes, people. So let's move on to the second body paragraph. Right, let's move on to the second body paragraph. People, is the screen visible to you? Okay, so let's read. Mr. Peterson apostrophe S. Okay, so see, throughout the letter you have to give importance to the second name of the reader, not the first name. Okay, you will not write the first name, you will write the second name. Mr. Peterson apostrophe S sensory vision. Mr. Peterson ka, Mr. Peterson de. Okay, Mr. Peterson apostrophe S sensory vision is within normal limit. This is what tense, people? This is simple present tense. Okay, this is what tense? This is simple present tense. Why? Because this is the fact about the patient, right? This is fact about the patient, that Mr. Peterson apostrophe S sensory vision is within normal limits. He dash hearing impairment. He has hearing impairment. Okay, he has hearing impairment, full stop. His speech dash clear is clear. His speech is clear with mild dysphasia. So see, Mr. Peterson's sensory vision is simple present tense. He has simple present tense. His speech is clear, simple present tense. Although, what is although? Come on, comment in the chat box. Come on, comment in the chat box. Although is what connector? Although is what connector? Although is what connector? Opposing connector. Very good. Although is opposing connector. What all are the characteristics of although? What all are the characteristics of although? Although is an opposing connector. Opposing connector is used when two statements are opposing each other. One statement is positive and the other statement is negative. When do we use although? If you are planning to use although as an opposing connector, it should be the starter. Although never comes in center, it is always a starter. Never put comma soon after although. Although is always followed by a positive statement and then you put comma, right? This is what these are the characteristics of although, and I have already done a video on although. Right? Okay. We have already done a question on although, right? So although is always a starter. So although A should always be capped. Second, never put comma soon after although. Always put comma after the clause of although. This is second thing. Although is always followed by a positive statement. That is although plus positive statement, and then you're supposed to put comma, and you are not supposed to use any other word as a combination of although, because the combination of although is always comma. Okay. So although he ambulates, see I have not put any kind of punctuation after although. मैंने although के बाद कोई भी कॉमन नहीं लगाया है, ये आपको बहुत ध्यान रखना है. Although he ambulates with a cane or rolling walker independently, भले patient cane और rolling walker की मदद से independently ambulate करता है, लेकिन comma he needs supervision or contact guard on the stairs. Right? This can also be represented with the help of however, that I have already shown it in my slide. That is, Mr. Peterson ambulates with a cane or rolling walker independently. Semicolon, however, comma, he needs supervision or contact guard on the stairs. ठीक है? वही statement को आप however से भी convert कर सकते हो. And this statement, can it be converted with the help of but also? Can this be converted with the help of but also? Please tell me in the chat box. Same statement. Can it be converted with the help of but also? Yes, it can be, in the very same way as you have done for however. The very same way as you have done for however. That is, Mr. Peterson ambulates with a cane or rolling walker independently, comma, but he needs supervision or contact guard on the stairs, right? So the three ways, three opposing connectors, application you have understood. अगर आप although के साथ लिखते हो तो although he needs supervision or contact guard on the stairs. Can I start like this? Can I start like this? Although he needs supervision or contact guard on the stairs, comma, he ambulates with a cane or rolling walker independently. No. Right? This is what is the speciality of although, कि आप although के साथ एक negative statement नहीं लिख सकते हो. With although you have to add the positive statement first. So although he ambulates with a cane or rolling walker independently, comma, he needs supervision. However, Mr. Peterson ambulates with a cane or rolling walker independently, semicolon, however, comma, and but also same, Mr. Peterson ambulates with a cane or rolling walker independently, comma, but. ठीक है? Now, he contact guard on the stairs, full stop. He dash bladder incontinence. He dash bladder incontinence. ये fact है patient का, so he has bladder incontinence, right? This is a fact about the patient, so you will write he has bladder incontinence. So see, Mr. Peterson's sensory vision is within normal limits, simple present tense. He has hearing impairment, simple present tense. His speech is clear with mild dysphasia, simple present tense. Although, opposing connector, although he ambulates with a cane or rolling walker independently, he needs supervision or contact guard on the stairs, simple present tense. Mr. Peterson ambulates with a cane or rolling walker independently, semicolon, however, comma, he needs supervision or contact guard on the stairs, simple present tense. He has bladder incontinence, simple present tense. He has bladder incontinence for which he wears disposable undergarment. अगर आप वो भी लिखते तो that is simple present tense, but because you're writing a letter to doctor, you do not have to speak about the disposable undergarment. अगर आप वो भी लिखते, अगर reader एक nurse होता, that would also have been simple present tense. So see, all those which is the basic fact of the patient while writing the letter, and otherwise also which is the basic fact of the patient, is always represented in which tense, people? It is always represented in simple present tense. Clear, everyone? Okay. Then leave a line about the recommendation paragraph. In view of the above, comma, it would be appreciated. See, we never write it will be appreciated, okay? Never ever write it will be appreciated. Will का past form ही है would, okay? Will का past form है would, और ये हम बहुत ही politely use करते हैं. The application of would is very, very comprehensive, people. Would is used to speak about those areas where we have to be polite, as well as many areas. After incontinence, yes, we need. Mr. He has bladder incontinence, full stop. We are ending up that paragraph, okay? So would is the past form of will, but don't be in this misunderstanding that ma'am, recommendation paragraph is something which is supposed to be done in the future, so it should be written in simple future, having will as the auxiliary verb. People, you are right, but would is the past form of will, and it is used to represent that statement where we have to be polite enough, right? So in view of the above, comma, it would be appreciated, ये बहुत ही appreciated होगा if you could. So what is could is the past form of can, ठीक है? could is the past form of can. If you could take over, क्या मतलब होता है take over का? Take over means to take in charge of. What is take over? To take in charge of. So in view of the above, comma, it would be appreciated if you could take over the management of Mr. Peterson. What is the need of writing the sentence? Because in the writing task, it was clearly mentioned, provide me all the details before I take the patient into my care. राइट, द रीडर हैज सेड ऑलरेडी दैट मुझे पेशेंट की वो सारी डिटेल्स प्रोवाइड करो इससे पहले कि मैं पेशेंट को अपने केयर में लूं. सो वी लिटरली वांट, right, we, that is the basic need of this task, that we want the reader to take the patient into his care, and the word is take over, right? People, do not forget to write the conclusion that you have learned in B-Ghud orientation class. जितने भी conclusions, जितने भी types of conclusion आपने B-Ghud के orientation class में सीखे हैं, all those conclusions are correct. It's up to you which one to use. You can use if you have any queries, but if you have any queries, please do not forget to put comma. Any statement that starts with if it's a conditional statement, not even this conclusion, anything, any statement that starts with if, that is a conditional statement. आपको comma लगाना ही है, ठीक है? So right, so if you have any queries, comma, please do not hesitate to contact me. Queries and hesitate spelling, people, very important. Still there are people who have the tendency to go for a spelling mistake. Don't do that. Queries, queries, queries. Hesitate, hesitate. So if you have any queries, comma, please do not hesitate to contact me. Full stop. Leave a line. Signing off, yours sincerely or yours faithfully. Yes, people, signing off, yours sincerely or yours faithfully. Signing off, yours sincerely or yours faithfully. For this task, for this case note, it would be your signing, yours sincerely or yours faithfully. Yours sincerely, obviously, because we have the name of the reader. So when do we use sincerely? When do we use yours faithfully? When we have the name of the reader. Okay, please keep that in mind. When you have the name of the reader, it is yours sincerely. When we do not have the name of the reader, it is yours faithfully, ठीक है? When you have the name of the reader, it is sincerely. When you do not have the name of the reader, it is yours faithfully. Here we are provided the name of the reader, that is Kelly Fernandez. We have the name very clearly, so yours sincerely. If it wasn't provided, if the name of the reader was not provided, we would have written yours faithfully. Yours sincerely, Y capital, S small, and no apostrophe. It is not Y-O-U-R apostrophe S. No, it is Y-O-U-R-S. I think I have that slide. So let me just show you. Yes. If you have any queries, comma, please do not hesitate to contact me. Full stop. Yours sincerely, S-I-N-C-E-R-E-L-Y. Y capital, S small. Put a comma. Leave a line. Why are we leaving a line? Because name of the registered nurse is not given in the task. If the name of the registered nurse was given, will you leave a line? No, we will not. Okay, if the name of the registered nurse was given, we will not leave a line. Without leaving line, we will write the name of the nurse, and after that we will write registered nurse. People, writing anything after registered nurse is not considered mandatory, right? Many students have this confusion. Should we write the name of the clinic where the registered nurse is currently working? Should we write the name of the facility where the registered nurse is currently working? It is absolutely optional, people. Writing till registered nurse is absolutely mandatory. You have to write it till the designation of the nurse. After that, what you write is not considered. Okay, not considered in the sense, if you write it, it's fine. If you skip it, it is absolutely okay. You won't get extra mark, you won't lose your mark. Writing till registered nurse is mandatory, people. Did you get that? Did you get that, people? So which all tenses are actually required for us, for like in order to tackle a letter? People, simple present, present continuous, present perfect continuous tense, simple past. You should have a very good knowledge on all these tenses and their active voice and passive voice. So we have used how many connectors in this letter writing? Did we just check the rule that yes, I'm supposed to use 5 connectors? No need, no need. Just registered nurse, Ashwini. Just registered nurse. That's it. Okay, there is no hard and fast rule, people, that you are supposed to use 5 connectors or 6 connectors, or yes, I have learned total 8 connectors, so I will write all the 8 connectors in my letter. No, use connectors only if it is required. Use connectors only if the task commands. Don't fill your letters with connectors, right? Don't fill your paragraphs with connectors thinking that my reader, my examiner would be very elated to see that I have used this many connectors. No, it is very, very clumsy, people. If you think if you fill your letters with connectors, no. Use it only if it is required. Use it very, very wisely. Punctuations are very, very important, people. Do not use punctuations even if it is not required. Have you understood? More than the task, more than the organization, I wanted you to understand the grammatical element of this task, and I hope it is clear to each one of you. Have you understood, people? People, grammar is very, very important. If you think if you have good reading skill and it will help you in your organization, yes, you are right. But in order to convince the reader, you have to pay good attention in your grammar. Okay. I haven't heard of such a number limit, Vrinda, to tell you in particular that maximum 5 or maximum 4. I haven't heard any such rule. Right. Right. Like, I really do not have any information about the number of connectors, but yes, it should not be filled with connectors, right? Because it is very, very clear if you are using it intentionally or you're using it because a task demanded, right? But yes, to be honest, you're not supposed to fill the letter with all the supporting connectors and with all the opposing connectors. Use it only if it is required, or skip it if it is not required. But yes, you will never come across a situation where you do not have to use. You have to use it. In order to connect sentences, you need the help of connectors. So yes, you have to use it. Clear, people? I'm again asking, have you understood the grammatical areas of this letter? Where did we use? How did we use? What was the need of using simple past? How did we convert? In which areas are we using it in passive voice? In which areas are we using it in active voice? Clear ആണോ എല്ലാവർക്കും? Clear hai sabko ye? Right? All right, people. Right. So any new student today who joined today for the first time. So today we have finished this task. Coming Friday, I'll be coming live with the same task in Malayalam, okay? In Malayalam, Facebook Live, same task, same task. So anybody who has already attended today, no need to attend, right? Same task. I'll finish off this letter coming Friday live session, okay, in FB. All right. So next week we'll catch up with another grammar topics. 6 to 8 lines, 6 to 8 lines, Ashwini, 6 to 8 lines. All right, everyone. So I hope the task is clear to everyone. I hope the explanation was clear enough to each one of you. Do practice letters. Everyone, you all know we have 4 letter corrections in a week. Please do not skip any explanation. Do not skip any correction. Self-evaluation is very important. All those who have got 15 letter corrections, please start sending your letters for mock. Right? Always, please, people, keep practicing letters. Without practicing letters, you will never get good command. Whatever the health, I did not get you, Vrinda. But if you're asking me about passive voice, whatever is done for the patients by somebody. When you talk about admission, it is done by somebody. When you speak about any medication which is started by somebody. When you speak about any dressing which was given for the patient, that is done by somebody. When you speak about any advice which is done given by somebody. So all these kind of things which is given to the patient by somebody else, we better write it in passive voice. He was admitted, was plus V3, passive voice. He was commenced on, was started by somebody. He was initiated with dressing, started by somebody. He was advised regarding smoking cessation, started by somebody. He was educated regarding, started by somebody. So anything that is done for the patient, done by somebody else, is written, and that too in the past. Okay, that is why I was very specific about was any kind of suggestion, any kind of advice, any kind of management, any kind of management which is done for the patient by somebody else in the past is always recommended to be written in simple past passive voice. And that is what I took today. In grammar class, we have learned today about simple past. Hmm? Okay, people. So I hope it is clear. So that is all for today. I hope it was beneficial. Right, so it was Hindi channel, and I think throughout I was speaking in English. Anybody, right? I did not utter a Hindi word, I guess, and it's a Hindi channel. People, please, anywhere, if you just stop me saying, "Ma'am, please explain this line in Hindi," I would do that, okay? But yes, having a communication in English is always good. But then to anybody who does not understand or who just skip any one or second or two, three lines by my side, please do not hesitate to stop me. I will certainly translate that particular line in Hindi for sure. Okay, all right, people. So, anyways, thank you then. Catch you at 9 p.m. Catch you at 9 p.m. in the writing Zoom session. That is all for today. Thank you, people. Bye bye. Good night. Thank you.